So you decided that you have a nice interest in the world of colognes and fragrances, and you want to stop messing around and you want to take it to the next level. You want to upgrade your collection. These are some scents that I would recommend you jump into next. A lot of these here are going to be a bit above the entry-level scents, and there's nothing wrong with entry-level fragrances. There's a lot of which that I still wear pretty consistently. They're easy to wear scents, and a lot of what I'm thinking about here is going to be fresher things and maybe blue fragrances and some cheapies and that sort of thing. Very wearable, great stuff, but maybe you want to dive in a little bit deeper. I would recommend you start to move into some of these, not only because they are next level, but also because they're still very wearable and very mass pleasing. We're not going to throw a bunch of niche fragrances at you and have you smell like a turd or something. You're still going to smell great with these. We do have one niche scent, but the rest are going to be designers. Actually, the niche scent that we have is going to be about designer priced as well. So we're still keeping it affordable, still keeping it mass pleasing. We're still being realistic here with our suggestions to you so you can actually enjoy these things in the real world. So I will link all these down below. So if I do reference prices, I'm going to be talking discounters. And also make sure you check out my community tab so you don't miss out on any big deals that are going on, any rare things. We're going to start this one off with a kind of a mid-range, almost borderline cheapy Missoni Parfum. Very nice grapefruit and birch scent here. Gets compared a little bit to Bleu de Chanel primarily because of the note breakdown. And there are some similarities, but it's not quite on par with Bleu de Chanel. It's not quite as blue leaning. It's more woody and kind of dry and somewhat aromatic. There's a little bit of a slight earthiness in here from the woods, the vetiver, even the birch, of course, as well. But then a nice fresh grapefruit opening. It's a very versatile scent. It's going to kind of appeal to mild weather in general. So I'm talking spring, early summer, fall, kind of early fall. We're just talking kind of medium temperatures, not 100 degrees, but also not 0 degrees, right? Right there in the middle. That's the sweet spot for this one. But ultimately, it's a great signature scent that is a step above your typical freshie or something that may be in this price range. We'll knock out that niche scent front and center right now, Mancera Cedrat Boise. So pretty much anytime you say Mancera, you can be confident that you can get these for affordable prices. And by affordable prices, I mean right around $100 for a 120 milliliter full presentation. Sometimes it'll creep down into double digits, 90, 85, whatever, for 120 mil testers. And actually right now, the best price on this one currently is about $89 for a 120 mil full presentation at the second link down below. That makes it cheaper than some of the testers of this that are going around. So I highly encourage you to jump on that if you've been wanting to pick this one up. And of course, we're just talking the EDP. There is the new Intense version. Not only is that one a little bit hard to come by, but it's also even more next level. I recommend for someone who's still kind of just dipping their toes into this and trying to play it safe, start out with the EDP. Later on, maybe you graduate to the Parfum, but this is still a great scent to have around. It's a great performer. The quality is next level, and we're talking designer price at this point, and this is actually cheaper than some designer fragrances out there. Even at discounters, there are things that are going for more than this, like YSL EDP goes for more than this on discounters. Let that sink in. Just go get this if you don't have it. It's great stuff. It's fruity, it's woody, it's a little bit sweet, but it has a nice fruity balance, of course. Pretty heavy on the woods, though. Very classy, very refined, very masculine, and ultimately very versatile. Warm weather approached, but also smells great in the wintertime as well because of that performance. This is really kind of stepping your game up. Issey Miyake Noir Ombre. It's got amber, leather, and vanilla in here along with some saffron. So this one is absolutely mouth-watering. Great stuff here. If you like amber, you like leather with a vanilla approach and kind of a slight oud texture, although it's not really oudy in the traditional sense. This is really something that doesn't seem like a designer scent. Like when you smell it, you know, it's got the quality, it has the uniqueness and the originality of a niche fragrance. And to me, that's crazy. It's a discontinued one, but lately it's been popping up in stock, so you can get it at the time of me shooting and uploading this video. I encourage you to do so. It's one of those situations where you pick it up and you don't like it. You pretty much have a fail-safe of being able to hop over on eBay and selling it for more than what you paid, and you'll make a little bit of profit off of it, and you just won't be out a bunch of money if it turned out wrong. Really nice fail-safe there, nice blanket to fall back on if you end up not liking it. I think most of you would, though, if you know what you're into and you do your research ahead of time, but it's a great one to upgrade your collection, especially for winter coming up. Up next, we have a very nostalgic fragrance brand for me, a brand that has been through a good amount, went bankrupt, but yet they're still putting out fragrances. John Varvatos Dark Rebel Rider in the cool zip-up leather pouch that actually does unzip. You can unzip this all the way and take the bottle out. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I mean, literally, see that? This comes out of there and it's just a black bottle. It looks really cool, very cool detail. They don't have to spend the extra money to make this a real zipper, but they did. And this is still a pretty affordable one on discounters. Price has gone up on this over the past year or couple years, but you can still get it. It's got leather, iris, cacao, cedarwood, and a plethora of other notes. Seriously, go look at the note breakdown on this one. They've got a ton. John Varvatos, especially their older fragrances, are kind of notorious for having massive note breakdowns, but in reality, you only do pick up on a select few. And for me, I picked out the ones that I pick up on there. So the ones I just listed off, that's what I get the most of. Great leather scent. This is kind of dubbed as one of those bad boy fragrances. Same with the original Dark Rebel, which is also great, but even harder to get and even more expensive. One that's worth owning for sure if you want a unique but still very, very wearable wintertime sweet leather scent. I can't recommend this enough. And a good old OG, kind of the old-fashioned here, Invictus Aqua 2018. It's got C notes. It's got a bunch of citrus ambroxan in here. It's a very fresh and clean DNA, big dose of lavender. So it smells like freshly washed clothes. It smells like a freshly washed, crisp white t-shirt that you pull out of the dryer. You're at the beach house. You throw that on, you throw on your swim trunks, and you're walking on the sand out to the ocean. That's what this smells like. It's very, very summertime oriented, very fun and playful smelling. In most situations, I prefer Rosassi Havas. However, that one can be hard to get. Sold out everywhere right now. It has been. I think it really got cleaned out this summertime. And this is one that they don't make anymore, but you can still buy it on discounters. Now, the price is going to go up. It's at about the normal price that it was there, but that's going to change. If you want Invictus Aqua, I would get one while you still can, because eventually this is going to be extinct, just like the 2016 version. It's a really nice, simple upgrade to make. You know, yeah, this could be dubbed as one of those super generic ones too, but I think it's a step above your typical aquatic. I think this is definitely above the original Invictus, and that's kind of what we're going for here. Switching gears big time, Dior Fahrenheit Parfum. It's got nice rum accord with violet and a little bit of leather in here, and some vanilla sweetness. It's a very, very bizarre combination. I still remember looking at the note breakdown before I got this one in, and I'm like, how is this gonna work? Like, this is very strange. This gasoline smelling violet leaf accord, then they're dousing in some boozy notes and then vanilla. I don't know. I was skeptical going into this one, but as soon as I got it in and tried it, it all made sense to me. It's a fantastic scent that really shines in the fall and winter time. If you want to get your Fahrenheit fix in the cool weather, this is the way to do it. And if you just want to smell unique in the cool weather, this is the way to do it. Yeah, Fahrenheit itself, the EDT, has been around. It's made its rounds, and sure, it's something that isn't going to stand out as much as it did when it first came out. But this DNA is tweaked just enough to where this is going to be a unique scent, and you're going to be the only person that's wearing this. I can almost guarantee it. Newer release up next, Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Prive. It's got whiskey, chestnut, and iris. One of the best releases that have come out of this year. And this is my puny little 60 ml bottle. Wow. The richness that this has, this chocolatey cacao smell mixing with this roasted chestnut, kind of gives you this sitting by the campfire smell. And then you get a nice touch of whiskey, just a little bit of a boozy accord, And then, if I didn't already mention it, a good dose of a nice dusty powdery iris. This is a masterpiece creation. The EDP is already very good, and to go into other fragrances similar to this, Dior Homme Intense is already very good, masterpiece level. Valentino Homme Intense, also amazing. But this almost takes it even further to the point where I can just devour this. I mean, I could literally eat this. It's so gourmand leaning, it's so sexy. This stuff here is nothing short of incredible. And if you want an easy upgrade to make to your collection, this is it. Running down to the end, Dolce Gabbana, the one Eau de Parfum Intense Gold? For men, Gold Eau de Parfum Intense. Yeah, this is always one that's been kind of confusing. The names of these are just getting crazy as time goes on. This is the one EDP flanker, and it came after the one Eau de Parfum Intense in the all black bottle. I prefer this to that one because the one Eau de Parfum Intense black bottle has heavy cashmere, and this one's got blood orange going on in here to a pretty heavy extent off the top. You get aromatics like clary sage. You get a little bit of kind of a sweet, somewhat spicy cardamom accord, kind of warms it up. So it's going to be more fresh and aromatic compared to most others in the entire lineup. And for that, I like it. You know, it's going to be a fresh version of this DNA, but also not as fresh as the one gray. So it kind of fits in where it's aromatic leaning, but you still get some sweetness. And I think it's a really nice addition to your collection if you still want something that is super wearable. Up next, we have an OG. I believe this came out the year I was born, and it's been around for a while. This came out when, you know, vanilla benzoin fragrances for men wasn't nearly as popular as it is now. Kind of an innovator of sorts. Givenchy Pie. It's got vanilla, it's got benzoin, and it is a great, great vanilla scent. Man, that smells good. Very dusty, very powdery, but you still get a little bit of a rich and creamy vanilla accord in here, but primarily it's benzoin heavy, really giving you kind of that powdery sweetness, even a little bit of a tonka bean feel and texture out of this one as well. Very nice for cooler weather. It's masculine, even though it does have those notes, you know, it still kind of sticks to a more traditional masculine scent. It's great quality. Testers, 100 milliliter, $44. Full presentation, $54, $55. These don't come with caps, at least this style bottle doesn't, so you don't have to worry about that. Tester's plain white box. Way to go. And for $45, $44, this is a no-brainer. Great, great stuff. Last up, Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir. It's got oud and saffron and some other woods going on in here. Kind of Tom Ford oud wood inspired, but even more designer level than that, even more wearable and much more affordable. This is a really nice way to get into oud without making a big investment and also without completely ruining it. Because look, if you start out with an oud fragrance, like an actual legitimate oud-based fragrance, and we're talking something that's going to be on the niche side, you're not going to want anything to do with it, most likely, if you're starting out. Maybe some of you would, you know, if you're just into that sort of thing right off the bat and you like it. But most guys who are going to be jumping from Nautica Voyage into something else and they go straight into an ultra strong oud fragrance, they're going to be traumatized. Don't do that. Start out with something like this. Dips your toes in, just doing a little bit of a temperature test, you know. Testing the water, seeing how it is. It's a great place to start. I can get down with some pretty strong oud fragrances depending on what it is. I'm not super into it, but I still like the super wearable ones like this. It's a great way to just set yourself apart from the crowd a little bit and just feel great while you're doing it. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. 10 fragrances to level up your collection and make it really the best it can be without spending a ton of money. If you want to stand out a little bit and maybe challenge yourself to some extent, but also still get great compliments, these are for you. Links will be down below. A lot of great deals on these going on right now, so I encourage you to take advantage of those. I also encourage you to check out my community tab where I'm posting rare and discontinued and great deals every single day, multiple times a day. Subscribe so you see those posts show up on your YouTube app or desktop, whatever, so that way you don't miss out. Things go quick, especially if it's rare or discontinued. It's not unlikely for something to sell out within an hour, sometimes within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a half hour. Seriously, things go quick, so you gotta be on it. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.